Hi, I'm Joy.
I'm Sonia.
I'm Kofi.
And welcome to
the
411 Podcast.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. Follow us on our social platform, Yen Wells, and do let us know what you think of the podcast and also what topics you'd like us to discuss. All suggestions are welcome.
On today's episode, we'll be discussing the impact of mental health on students in the UK. In our previous episodes, we've covered the general impact, but today we want to speak to the majority of our audience, which is students.
And here to speak to us about this is my friend Danny, who is conducting a thesis on this topic. So welcome, Danny.
Hi, thanks for having me. I've never been on a podcast before, so this is interesting.
Oh no, first time for everything. We're helping you break in.
We also saw you brought your little puppy today.
Yes, Luca is here somewhere, probably chewing on something, I can't lie. Yeah, so it's been nice. He's a big ball of energy. He's always playing, never sleeps, but it's fine.
How long have you had him for?
We've had him, so I think it was the end of September that we got him. My boyfriend said he wanted a dog. I agreed, just because, you know, who doesn't want a dog? And then he actually got a dog, so I was like, oh wow, okay, great. But no, he's lovely.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's now 8 months old, so still a puppy.
Oh, so you got him like when he was like really young?
Yeah, like I think 2 months or just over 2 months, something like
That's
that.
so cute.
Yeah.
It is found that dogs reduce levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. They also reduce loneliness. Have you found that to be the case?
Yeah, I feel like having Luca around, especially during the pandemic, it's definitely been a good thing. Like, it's just someone who's always there. I think just having someone who always, I don't know, always wants to play, always wants attention, always wants to be with you. It's just like having a friend there all the time. It's lovely.
Oh.
And let's say if, like, my boyfriend Ivani goes to the shop or something, like, I don't know, he's just always there. It's nice to have someone who's always there. Yeah, literally a companion is good.
Would you like compare it to having a baby?
100%. In fact, Luca has made me not want to have a child for now, because I see how much energy puppies, they need so much attention. They need, like, I feel like some people think, oh my gosh, I want a dog just because it's a cuddly toy. It's not a cuddly toy, it's a baby in the form of an animal. Like, you have to make sure that he's crying all the time at night, especially at the beginning. He needs attention, he needs food, he's peeing and pooping all over the place. Sorry for the TMI, but yeah, it's a lot of work. So I know I'm not ready for that right now. So
I really wish I could get a dog, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know which dog I'd get, but I don't know.
yeah, small dog or big dog?
Small dog.
Yeah.
Small.
Or
I feel like
Something, yeah.
something fluffy and
Like
like
a sausage
yeah.
dog. I'm joking. That's not
even
a
a sausage dog. They're so cute.
Is that actually a type? Is that a type of dog?
Mm-hmm. A sausage dog.
I don't think that's the official name for it, but there is a sausage dog, yeah.
Well, but yeah, I don't know, Cookie, what would you want? I don't know what I want.
Oh no, I don't like dogs. I'd get a cat.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Right, you don't actually look like a cat person, but...
Yeah, I don't look like a dog person either, you know. So.
I think I'll get a rabbit. Just like a low maintenance something.
Yeah.
Or nothing.
Rabbits are
Or
living.
nothing.
Or nothing.
You know, that's always a good way to
Because I
go.
grew up with, I grew up on a farm, so I'd rather have like a proper animal, like cows
So
and
dogs
horses and
aren't
stuff.
proper animals.
No, you know what I mean? Animals that like stay in like a designated area.
Right.
That's not with
like
me.
a fish.
A chicken.
Okay, maybe like a fish. We actually had like a lake there. I didn't go fishing obviously. I just used to go like observe.
Okay.
You know, but we had dogs, and I tried to like make them my friends. I called them Snowball and Sparkles, and in the spirit of Africanness, the security guard changed their names to Spider and Rufus or something. I don't know what name they gave them. It just didn't work out.
Oh, I really want a chicken. A pet chicken. I don't know what, cut that bit out.
Are you gonna stop eating chicken then if you get a pet chicken?
That's true. Happy to have a chicken and eat chicken.
That
That's
doesn't
not
make
right.
sense.
I just don't know. I'd make it work.
Make it work.
I'd make it work somehow. Like, I feel like for the future for my children, I don't know. I feel like it'd be so nice for them to see like pet chickings like in the garden. I don't know.
As long as you haven't really get older, because I feel like they could be confused. Like Sally, my friend, and then who eating? Like,
Yeah.
what's happening? And then when Sally comes to chicken and she's like, oh my gosh, that's my relative. Like,
yeah.
Better stick you on.
yeah.
And I should think that through.
Yeah.
But I'll make it work.
But yeah, before we get into the conversation, one of the things that we ask each other and our guests is how you're really doing, and that's beyond the I'm fine or I'm good, but like how are you actually doing and how have you been coping in this period?
Yeah, I will be honest and say it's been difficult, especially towards the beginning. I feel like as soon as the lockdown started, like in March time, that was a difficult time for me, I can't lie. It was scary not being able to go out, see people, not really knowing what's going on. I'm just watching the news, I'm seeing cases rising, I'm seeing death toll rising. It's a scary, scary time, I can't lie. And I think around then I was just getting a lot of anxiety. So it was definitely a tricky time for me in particular. Don't know if it was directly related to the pandemic, but I think that definitely really was. But I'm happy to say that now I think I've just gotten used to living in a pandemic now, which sounds kind of sad. The fact that we've just had to get used to it. But much better now. Like I feel like I'm just used to. Like I found ways to go around it, so I FaceTime my friends more often, and I just try and have a more positive outlook, like planning holidays, which may or may not happen. But yeah, just I don't know, having a more positive mindset. But I think if anything, it's just taught me how important it is to like take care of your mental health and do things that make you happy. So I've been spending time just doing things that I like. So whether that's watching series, which I binge a lot of, whether that's playing PS4, whether that's painting, whether that's puzzles, like anything, just to keep my mind focused on something happy and not like the situation around us, which is pretty sad. But yeah. How are you guys? How have you guys been?
You know, I've actually been doing the same thing. I've been FaceTiming people like a lot, especially from back home, because I feel like, I don't know, being a uni student here, you don't really go back as often because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you're just stuck here. You don't really see your peoples or your friends, and it's kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, I think FaceTime really helps, even if it's not for long.
Is your dog good?
Okay, so for context, guys, one of our friends who's in charge of obviously like our producer, quote unquote, is kind of taking care of the dog upstairs, and he's like squealing.
Yeah, he's crying.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's crying.
Yeah, I think that's that sound. I think it's crying. Yeah, that's crying. But he's very much. He has really bad separation anxiety, and I think one, because he's a puppy. But two, I think the pandemic has made that worse because he has gotten so used to being around us all the time, being in the house all the time. Like normally, I guess we'd be able to go out to the shop and then come back. Like he doesn't have that time away from us, and he's not used to that. So whenever he is away from us for even a second, like he's barking, he's crying. It's really, really bad. And I was thinking also children like, who grow up in the pandemic, like who were just born, like let's say in March of 2020.
Yeah.
Like even then, they must have.
They're gonna find it really hard.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that as well.
Yeah, I don't know if this is true. Obviously, I saw it online. Can't believe everything you see online. But I saw something that was like babies born in the pandemic. There was one mother, her child, who was born during the pandemic. She gets upset or distressed when she sees other human faces because she's so used to seeing people with masks on. So when she goes outside and she sees all these faces, she's like, she doesn't know what to do or how to deal with it, and that is crazy. Like, and how it'd be interesting to see how that would have an effect on her development and just face recognition and everything. I don't know, but. I mean, that's what I saw online, you know. I'm hoping it's true, but it was interesting because that, like, seeing how the pandemic can affect even little, small, like, developing children. Yeah,
that's so true. And I think even some research that came out was talking about, like, how in schools especially, because obviously you have to now wear face masks, is, like, you know, damage their brain development. And how, like, sometimes, obviously we know that, like, well, I study law and stuff, but there have been court cases where children who've been born and starved of oxygen have ended up being paraplegic or whatever things happen on. Wow, you're a medical student, aren't you? So you know these things.
I know,
you know these things. So it's just interesting, like down the line, what type of development issues or issues are being caused because of this. You know? So I guess it's a brave new world, like Aldous Huxley once wrote about. That book is interesting, man. Have you guys read it before?
Well,
No.
maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this time is unprecedented for everyone. Like, I feel like even if you didn't suffer from anxiety before, this is a stressful time and it can induce anxiety in a lot of people. Like,
Yeah.
no one has experienced, I mean, actually, like,
Well, the people in the 50s. Well, you know, there was the 50s like pandemic.
yeah.
Well, but they could be gone. I don't know.
I don't know, yeah.
Well, no, but the thing is, if they are still alive, people who did experience the 1951, they would be older. They're like, you know, retirement age, so in their 70s by now. Because that was 70 years ago.
China and the USA have published research papers on this topic. Have you been able to identify the
She
differences
really said
yet?
that.
No,
Yeah, we're doing it again.
you have to do it again. Okay.
China and the USA have published research papers on this topic. Have you been able to identify the differences yet?
Again, no, I haven't been able to. I've looked into the literature, and I've seen like that obviously COVID-19 has had an impact on their mental health, but haven't been able to compare that to UK students yet. So hopefully when I get my data back, that's something I'll be able to do.
But do you think, given what you've seen, like in terms of literature and the differences, do you think that it could be influenced by like culture and environment and stuff?
That is an interesting question. Probably,
Probably,
maybe,
maybe.
possibly.
I think definitely is influenced by culture. Especially in China, people are more, did I say this in a politically correct way? I don't know, they're more governed by the government, if that makes sense. Like they listen to the government and they're more regimented. You know what I mean? So, something like mental health and like through the pandemic, I don't think...
It would have affected them that much.
No, I think it would have affected them, but I don't think it would have been spoken about. Because I know at the beginning of the pandemic when even journalists were trying to write about the pandemic itself, the government were like getting onto them about stuff like that. So something like mental health is again, it's just another problem. And not to say they want to hide their problems, but it's kind of like those type of people, they address it themselves. Like if I'm having a mental health problem, it's not something I'd share with other people.
Yeah.
I think in China, it's something that they would deal with within the household and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because when everyone was told to stay inside, they actually stayed inside. So them.
But we stayed inside.
No, but I mean not the way that they did.
Not the-
Not the way. It's not the same.
We
It's not-
didn't
that's what I mean.
stay
They're more
inside.
regimented. Like, of course, people here stay inside, but not the way. Like in China, if you don't stay inside, it's like you're fucked in it. You know? I don't know how to explain.
More severe consequences.
There's more. Sorry, if you don't stay inside, yeah, there's more severe consequences. So I feel like something like mental health comes from a problem of staying inside. So they want you to be quiet about staying inside. They want you to be quiet about your mental health. If that makes sense.
Do you have anything else you want to add, or just like your thoughts about like the whole thing in general that you want to say?
I think, well, kind of going back to that last question, maybe even obviously the climate we live in can have an effect, because I know for me, I feel like lockdown is a lot easier to tolerate in the summer. Is that just me?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
When the sun is out, you just feel better,
Yes.
and at least you can go outside, go for a walk. But lockdown in the winter, when you, even if you wanted to leave the house, it's raining,
Yeah.
it's dark, it's just not nice. Like I feel like, for me definitely, my mental health is affected by the weather. When the sun is out, I feel good.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
it's
Same.
miserable and raining, I feel bad. So because I live in the
Yeah.
UK,
Yeah.
I'm feeling bad.
Yeah, I know.
So maybe I don't know, in different countries where maybe they're able to go out and like enjoy the weather and things like that. I don't know, maybe that could have an impact. Maybe, I don't know. But
Definitely, it's like seasonal depression.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you see people in Ghana posting snaps right now, they're living the best life, you know, doing whatever.
Even Australia.
But
Like,
America as well. America technically hasn't had a lockdown, and what is it called? The state of Texas. I'm not sure. I think the governor basically released a statement that all of the businesses are opening up and people no longer have to wear masks.
crazy.
What state is that though?
Texas.
Well, it's Texas, isn't it? Texans is a bit like,
whatever.
Yeah.
However.
because I feel like I've seen a lot of people in America, they're doing what they'd usually be doing, but they just wear a
Yeah.
mask.
Yeah,
That's it.
literally.
It's true.
There's like the people going clubbing, Vegas is still open. So,
Yeah, but I think just as generally, the UK has just handled this awfully.
yeah.
Like China, where it started, I'm seeing clubs open.
Yeah.
Do they have a whole like 3 million people festival?
It's
outside?
crazy, but the UK, you know, we need to get our stuff
No,
together.
but kudos to New Zealand.
Yeah, man.
Man, kudos to New Zealand, please.
But I think it's easier for a country where you don't have people going in and out. As in, people travel through the UK to get to places, you know what I mean?
No, this is the thing though. We're an island, so we could have been like New Zealand.
We could have.
It made that even happen. You close it off. People who are stuck aboard, you stay aboard.
Yeah.
No one comes in. But then, up until a month ago, people were traveling to Dubai.
Yeah.
They just said because the influencer thing, they were like, oh, that's just stupid. Like,
Yeah.
even if you are an influencer and you're helping whatever reasons, like, why are you still flying out in the pandemic? So,
The governance has been terrible. This is the same president that was shaking people's hand at the beginning, saying.
President or Prime
I mean,
Minister?
Prime Minister. Prime Minister, gosh, we can edit
Who's
that.
saying goodbye to your loved ones?
Yeah.
Can we talk about that? Do you remember
Are you
that?
serious?
Yeah, he said that.
you're saying basically saying that some people will die. So
Yeah.
Say goodbye to
Literally
your
is
loved
what it
ones.
is, kind of
He
thing.
was not positive about
Yeah.
it.
And I feel like at this point, open up everything and whoever dies, isn't it? Like, because I feel like everyone's pretty much doing what they want. The only thing that's stopping it is
that's the
shops
thing.
being open at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
Because we kept being messed around so much, it's
Yeah.
kind of like everyone just has the.
100%.
Because when I went shopping, I used to wash all my shopping. I used to wash my apples,
Same.
wash the packaging outside.
the packet.
I used to wash I used to spray everything.
I did nothing, and
You know what I'm saying? No, now it's like, I don't know, I'm still alive. I
Yeah.
think Lord, you know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
my personal hygiene, not like my personal hygiene from that, but like the
mentality.
the mentality of oh my gosh, the pandemic
Yeah.
is definitely like
It's
gone down a lot.
Beginning, I was washing absolutely everything I'd come in. Obviously,
I
I
was
was.
bleaching my door handle.
Yeah, it was
Like,
crazy.
I'm not even joking.
Everything, but
every
now-
day.
When we have been not like respectfully, we've been messed around. Like we've been in and out of lockdown, eat out. The eat out to help.
Don't get me started about the eat out to help
That
out.
was a
I said it when it was happening. If they introduce a lockdown after this, I'm done.
yeah.
It's not eat out to help out.
You want
I
me
was
to
going
actually
Five
go
Guys
outside?
in summer.
50% off. You want me to actually get up out of my house and make sure I go outside to get it.
Go to restaurants, use knife and forks,
Crazy,
like,
crazy.
and then 2 weeks
Nah,
later,
I
oh yeah, the
actually
cases have
see.
gone up.
They knew what they were doing, though. I'm sorry. There's no way you
They did it
don't
on
say.
purpose. They did it on purpose. I just don't know.
I'm just saying, they must know something that we don't, innit? They literally must know something that we don't.
Oh, conspiracy.
But then, yes, I'm saying, anytime you try to say something against the norm, conspiracy, there's a word for it, it's a conspiracy.
No, I just feel like honestly in general, I don't think I'm going to include this by the way, but like just in general, like, you know, it's just discouraging people to think for themselves. Like we're all supposed to think a certain way. And I don't think it's so anything that's not what everyone else is saying is now a conspiracy, and I don't think that's right.
Yeah, that's
At
very
all.
true.
Like yeah, exactly. People should think, we should still question things.
Yeah,
like
100%.
science is not a definite thing, it's always changing. Like, you know, that has been proven time and time again.
Yeah.
But thank you, Danny, for coming.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Happy to be here.
It's been fun having our first like studio guest. You're the
Oh,
first person
wow.
to come to the studio.
That's
Because
fantastic.
we actually did this like, you know, well, obviously you guys can't see it, but we kind of like designed, we're halfway completing designing our set. And yeah, so now it looks a bit cuter. Do you like it?
It is beautiful.
Oh, thank
Fantastic.
you. Yes,
Seems
you
to be
designed
crazy.
it. Wow!
All me.
What
All of us.
The eyes of seeing.
Wow! But yeah, no, thank you so much for coming. We've enjoyed this chat with
It's
you.
been a pleasure. I had fun. Yeah, this was good.
Do you want to plug your socials?
Oh, fine. Follow me on. Actually, no, I don't.
She's like, nah, it's
Follow me
okay.
on Instagram.
You can follow her thesis when it comes out, guys. Because
Yeah.
being honest, like people are gonna have to read about this, and if there's not a lot of literature, yours is gonna be like, it's gonna be there. It's
Yeah.
gonna be on. It's
I'm
gonna be
sure
like,
it will.
it'll be like Danielle. What's his name?
Obadan.
Obadan.
Yes.
Is that Nigerian?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Danielle Obadan, like, you know, impact of COVID on uni students and
Yeah.
stuff. You go, girl.
Thank you.
Well, best of luck on your thesis.
Thank you.
Podcast rated #1 is the 411.
Till next time. Bye.
Bye.
Dude.
Bye.